Here is a summary of my El Camino de Santiago pilgrimage. From May 5, 2013 to June 17, 2013. After 39 days, my hiking buddy, a recently retired college professor, Mike, age 69, and I finished, age 60, the El Camino de Santiago in Spain. The route we chose was the French Way, which starts in Saint Jean de la Porte, France, and ends in Santiago, Spain. The French Way goes over 3 mountain ranges and the Spanish Meseta, covering some 490 miles. In the year 830 AD, the Spanish claimed, after much debate, that the Apostle James' remains were found in Santiago. For the past 1,300 years, people have made pilgrimages from throughout Europe to the site. Today, about 220,000 people come from all over the world each year. I first learned about the pilgrimage from a travel article in the Washington Post of July 8, 2007, and later saw the movie about the Camino de Santiago starring Martin Sheen called The Way. In early April 2013, a brother who teaches with Mike called me and let me know about Mike's planned trip and that Mike's wife was hoping someone would go with him. My brother told them my brother does that sort of thing. Actually, in the past, I only go hiking 20 or 40 miles over 2 to 4 days. I spoke with Mike via phone several times and then told him about 9 p.m. one night I would go. At 3 a.m. the next morning, I awakened thinking, what was I thinking? 500 miles? The article stated there were 3 main types of people that go on the El Camino. First, the true believers, who walk as a spiritual quest. The second type is the wandering souls, who, spurred by a life event, leave their lives behind and set out on the road searching for some type of truth. Some answers. Type 3 is the hiker tourist. I agree. Mike was a true believer, and I, at the beginning, was a hiker tourist. Why was I seemingly only a hiker tourist? The answers that the truth believers and the wandering souls are looking for, I have. Why do I say that? I was 60 years old. I had a lifetime of learning and experience. I have a wonderful Mormon mother who, along with many Sunday school teachers, taught me the gospel essentials as a young man. My father grew to manhood in combat in World War II in the infantry and passed to his children the lessons learned on that experience. Both parents lived through the Great Depression and taught us their lessons learned of that troubling period. I validated my parents' teachings in college and in the United States Navy. Hiking causes you to be introspective, and I have reflected much concerning my life successes and trials, including the death of my son. By halfway on the El Camino, I had migrated to a true believer, a pilgrim, not because of a change of reference, but due to a sense of clarity. The first week, every muscle in your body hurts, but towards the end of the week, you feel much stronger. The second week, you are growing in strength, but I was dealing with a pain of 5 blisters. Mike had 2 huge heel blisters and seemingly countless toe blisters. I had to wound care nurse dress his heel blisters for the remaining days. Mike also made an emergency department visit due to a fall. He had a large hematoma above his right eye, but he was okay. I was very impressed with the Spanish medical system. Mike was always determined to complete the El Camino. We would rise at 8 a.m. and hike until 4 or 5 p.m. each day. We usually stayed at our brigade, a building with from 4 to 200 bunk beds. We usually had 8 to 24 people in the room with us. You could also rent a room or stay at a hotel. One eats at cafes along the way, although some our brigades have kitchens that you can use. What I learned. The Camino de Santiago is like life. One goes through the Camino with pain from blisters, ankles, knees, hips, and back problems. In real life, we have those challenges and far more, but life is good and we should go through it with humor. As you pass someone on the pilgrimage, you say, Ben Camino, good journey. The person being passed then replies, Ben Camino, each encouraging the other on their journey. We should do that likewise in our own real-life journey. The goal is not Santiago. It is to take Christ's teachings and apply them to our daily life and workplace. The bishop who led the pilgrim mass in Santiago added a major point. While we should treat others as we would have them treat us, even better was to treat others as we are treated by Jesus. I was impressed with other lessons, that if you can't find peace within yourself, you will never find it. Mike and I, upon completion of the El Camino, spent 3 days traveling to various sightseeing sites. Then on June 21st separated. He was flying out of Madrid on June 25th, and I out of Bilbao on the same day. We traveled to the various cities 3 days prior to June 25th, concerned that we needed to be in the area a couple days ahead. I went 40 miles east of Bilbao and hiked towards the airport over the next 3 days on the El Camino del Norte. There are at least a dozen ways to Santiago within Spain. The del Norte, which follows a coastal route, is far less traveled. On the first day I saw only 2 Spanish pilgrims. On the second day it was raining and I thought another day of hiking alone, and then I saw a sign that said, "You will never really walk alone." As I thought about it, I decided that was the great last lesson for me on the trip. God is always with us, beckoned or unbeckoned. We walk with all the people who we love and the people who have taught and helped us on our real life El Camino. Before the trip ended, I met 2 wonderful British girls, a guy from Houston, and an Irishman. We became a close group. The El Camino de Santiago was an adventure of a lifetime, and deeply personal and spiritual. Would I go to do another El Camino? Yes, you can count on it. There is a phrase, you don't take the road of Compostela, it takes you. You don't choose to take the El Camino, it is a calling. God is always with us, beckoned or unbeckoned. I've always loved that because it is a reminder of constant presence in our lives where we will realize it or not, understand it or not, believe it or not, appreciate it or not.